Hi everyone, it's Shakti Durga, and welcome to this episode of the Soul Talk podcast. Each episode is going to feature some of the highlights from live trainings, retreats, online classes, and presentations that I've done around the world. If you find value in it, please text the link to the podcast to a friend or share it with your networks. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste. In my travels, I meet a lot of people who've been severely criticised at different times in their life, often when they're growing up. And as they grow up, this criticism that starts off as being external to them, comes from mum, comes from dad, comes from grandma or someone, it becomes the tape that plays in their mind, and they start to speak to themselves the way those early influences spoke to them. In the end, it can be hard for them to determine which voice that they're hearing internally is really them, and when is it really it's mum's voice from the past that my memory banks are pulling up and playing that tape to me at the moment. The other thing that happens is that even though those people often say, I will never do that to my child, I will never become like that, these tapes are very powerful, and without doing work on our consciousness, it's pretty hard to change those tapes that play from the past. A lot of it, when you look at someone energetically, it's sitting in this area, in the throat chakra, affecting a person's conscious mind and affecting the way they're able to communicate with other people. One of the first things to do about this situation is to really notice that every time we're about to criticize ourselves, we actually have a choice point right there. We can choose to reactivate and thus re-energize this old tape, or we can choose a different pathway. And what I've found effective is something that Louise Hay taught years ago. She used to say, find something good. Find something that you like about yourself. Find something that you approve of about yourself, and then place your thoughts on that, focus on that one little thing. Even if it's something like, I'm really smart, or I have nice hair, or anything. Just one little thing. Just think about that. Know that you're being influenced by old patterns, and form an intention that you're not going to take that into your future, that you'll find probably a lot of different ways to start to counteract that old patterning and find ways to actually release that energetic overcoat that you're wearing that really gets in the way of everything that will bring joy, happiness, and lightness to your life. So have a go at just one thing. Focus on one thing about yourself that you can wholeheartedly approve of, and let that ripple out, and utilize that in conjunction with other things you find around the place that will bring you more peace. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Soul Talk. I hope the podcast has served you in creating a happier and more abundant life. If you've enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favourite podcast app. If you'd like to connect with me, head over to shaktidurga.com.